Should the US penny be eliminated? 2023 discussion. Alright, 2023 discussion. Should the US eliminate the penny? The penny now costs 2.72 cents to make. It's now cost more to make than the value of the coin. Should it be eliminated? Source. Not sure about the penny, but I once read the US Mint spends upwards of $40 million per year just to reprint worn-out dollar bills. A dollar bill has a lifespan of about 18 months, whereas a metal coin has one of about 30 years. Phased out in Canada 10 years ago. We've survived just fine and I don't miss it even a little. Get rid of the penny and use the coin slot in cash drawers for dollar coins. Then get rid of the dollar bill and use that slot in the cash drawer for $2 bills. Yes. The fact that even vending machines and parking meters don't take pennies is ridiculous. They cost more to make than they're worth and no one actually uses them. We got rid of the halfpenny coin, and that was in an era when a halfpenny was worth more than a penny is today. Yes. When I took political science classes, one of the assignments was how would you balance the budget. Eliminating the penny was one of the courses of action I made. Man, I hate pennies, but I also hate change unless I'm at an arcade. Our card culture means that we will be penny-free soon. Bonus: John Oliver had an episode about pennies. They are mostly zinc with a copper covering, and some member of Congress in Kentucky or some such was keeping the penny alive because he owned the zinc works. Eliminating the penny is just common sense. Converting the dollar from paper to coin also makes sense. I think an interesting debate as well would be the use of polymer notes. It's strange America has pushed for this given the much more common banknote usage due to the $1 and $2 bills. I think what a lot of the comments are failing to consider is that the only reason we have to keep minting pennies is because a ton of people still see utility in them. We're minting them because people are using them. If you want us to stop making them, then stop using them. But until then, it's a hair on the back of the budget, and a ton of people find them useful. Eliminate the penny and nickel, find a cheaper material for the dime, and replace the $1 and $2 bill with coins. I would eliminate the penny and the $1 bill, mint a $1 coin, and be happy. It's the Canadian plan. But what of the zinc conglomerates? Does no one think of the poor billionaires? Yes. The only reason it hasn't happened already is because the state that most identifies with Lincoln himself, also has significant influence over the coin process. I can't speak for them, but move Lincoln over to a new dollar coin, which we also need, and they should be happy. I have traveled in many developing nations of the world. The lowest value currency I have seen commonly used is the US penny. I don't care as much that a penny costs 2.72 to make. Even if it costs 0.1 cents, we should still stop making them because they have no value. People very rarely use pennies, and only because the stars happened to align that day. Most pennies are tossed aside, and lost. Even those who collect pennies to convert them later often are disappointed by the amount that they actually have after so many years of collecting them. And even if pennies are eliminated and we start rounding, we are only rounding for physical cash transactions. Very obviously the penny should go away. Since it costs to print, you should only print things that still have some kind of real purchasing power. A penny is practically worthless in terms of real costs of basic goods. Yes. It's stupid it costs 2.7 times the amount it's worth to make it. People hate the penny. I've never met someone who likes them. I think we get rid of them slowly, and round every transaction to the nearest 0.05. Yes. It's a simple decision. We could consider eliminating the nickel too and only pricing things in tenths of a dollar, or keeping only the quarter and pricing things in 25-cent increments. But really we should eliminate all physical currency, issue everyone a postal bank account, and exclusively use electronic payments. Yes, screw the zinc miners. No offense zinc people, but time moves on. We'll figure out somewhere to use all that metal. Yes, it should, and the nickel should be ended with it. And stop producing $1 and $2 bills, we should have coins for both. Maybe also produce a more valuable large note. Unsure on that last point. I support this every time I see it. The half-cent went away, so the penny can too. Eventually, inflation might bring us around to the dollar being the lowest denomination, and we will have made the math nice and tidy again. Until then, we can just round a little. Yes. The answer has been yes for years. The metal lobby is keeping the penny in active circulation. Australia discontinued producing 1 cent and 2 cent coins in 1992. The Royal Australian Mint predicts that it is likely we will stop producing 5 cent and 10 cent coins by the end of the decade, leaving the 20 cent coin as the lowest denomination. Get rid of penny and nickel. Get rid of paper $1 and $2 notes. Issue $1 and $2 coins. My work is done here. The penny and the nickel. Just buy at least a dime's worth of whatever you need. Yes, the penny doesn't do its job anymore. Not only does it cost more than it produces, but it doesn't help make financial easier anymore. That's the whole point of currency. People everywhere see pennies as more of a hassle than a convenience. It's time to kill it. I would actually take it a step further and kill the nickel as well, because each coin also costs more than its face value and they're also a big hassle that people don't like. If you eliminate the penny, businesses will round up or down on all pricing. Hey, we price for cash transactions to be fair depending on what benefits them the most. Theoretically we could all pay more for groceries and services. Sure, 3 or 4 cents a time isn't bad, but at scale, it adds up to a lot of money. This is hardly an issue important enough to try to get our dysfunctional legislature to address. Gas stoves, now that is a national emergency. Here's the thing, it can't unless the government literally vanished into the ether. Also, US paper money isn't actually paper, it's cottonwood. Plastic can't really take the punishment that US bills can. Which is saying something. Maybe all change and make new $1, $5, $10, $20, $100 coins. This removes decimals from our highly inflated currency. Lowers overall cost of all currency. So start with making more coins, then begin to remove the decimal coins. What cost less than $1 today? Very few things. Abolish the penny and remove the $1 bill from paper money, make it a coin. Round to the nearest 0.05. Yes, should have been eliminated years ago. Though all paper coin money should be replaced with electronic currency. No. Never get rid of the penny. A penny is not spent once. It is spent over and over again. The vast majority of transactions are handled digitally anyway, to penny precision. Why create the decision point? It should be eliminated. Prices will be adjusted accordingly, so instead of seeing a price like $14.99 or $19.99, it should be $14.95 or $19.95. I remember buying bears with $2 pound coins in London. It was so cool and simple, and I could not believe that we don't use coins for small dollars. Yes, it should. The only reason it's steel made is because of the zinc industry lobby. Honestly, at this point shouldn't we be discussing the nickel dime too? They introduced a bill in 1989-90 to get rid of the penny after talking about it since the 60s or 70s. We got rid of the half penny in 1857. By the time we get around doing anything about this, not only will most coins be devoid of value, the $1, $5 bills will probably be worthless as well. We should eliminate all monetary denominations temporarily up to $5 to immediately freeze inflation in its tracks. No one would bump the price of most goods by an entire $5. More trouble than it's worth. Government spends more to produce a penny than it's worth. Who's on the penny? Lincoln. Who is the party of Lincoln? Republicans. This just another example of Joe Biden's war against Republicans and American democracy.